Hi YouTube, quick little VOD. We're going to be talking about some new popologies that have been sort of proposed on the Discord. We're going to quickly go over them before we start doing some other things. Today's a big variety day. But we have a few more popologies that have been introduced. Starting off, we have Dusty Popology by May. The popology heart charm would be white. Notice the very cute font that's being used. Dusty Popology, or Dusty Pop, represents the sensation of walking into an antique shop or your childhood home. Drawing from aesthetics like more roots, shabby chic, and coquette, Dusty Pop taps into nostalgia, melancholia, and makes it an aesthetic. Let's get into it. They said like dolls, diaries. I like this. Team off the top of my head. Klefki, Mimikyu is good, but also like I could see Frostmoth being here. It's not fully Dusty Pop, but I'm immediately thinking Frostmoth or moth type Pokemon, because if you're thinking of like that sort of melancholia, nostalgic, why is my webcam freezing? Melancholia, nostalgic, kind of like grandma's house kind of vibe. Great grandma's house. Moth Pokemon, Bennett, Dustox, Venomoth. Yeah, I like that. That's something that I'm immediately going with. And we can never ever forget, like, God, look at how the Y2K PS2 Japanese horror game protagonists are always going to give. Always. I want to wig that like that immediately. Mule Water Park is closed due to safety concerns. I just lost 3 hours of footage, so I'm gonna go crash out and come back. Tark, I am so sorry to hear that. That's happened to me before. One thing that you can look forward to for anybody who is a content creator or makes videos or anything like that and you lose footage, if you go back and try the idea again, it comes back much faster, unless you're like sort of doing a game. But anytime that I run into issues with content creation, I take it as an opportunity to like remix the idea, because I don't like doing the same thing over. I like the spontaneity and the natural sort of reactions that I have. So I don't like manufacturing like fake do it again. So maybe try to reapproach it. You've done it once already. You've done a run through. Maybe you can like elevate it and like have something better out of it. Okay, Brady Pop by Sam. Twitch.tv/it's Sam. The Sam is a 5 a.m. When I first met Sam, I thought that was so cunt. That's such a good username because it's like 5 a.m. Very gamer coded. Very like, you know, like night owl, but it's also like aesthetic because the 5, you know, yeah. And is. It's a great username. I love a good username. Okay, Brady Popology. Brady Pop focuses on underground yet aggressive aesthetic features such as spikes, flashy colors, and combinations that stand out. It's very kin to the punk genre and is suited for every type of generation, youth to elders. Brady Popology embrace everything that is underground to a domain of popology and mix it up to create something unique and revolutionary. The keyword is shock value. Do I have my soundboard on? Not right now. I did a crash. Just imagine I did a crash. It's experimental genre of popology made for out-of-the-box masterpieces. Let's get a look. When I first played Persona, this one that he was in, I had such a crush on him. You've got to get into JoJo. Like literally, this is what I want to look like at the age of 35. And I think with the retinol and the current like workout regime that I've been doing for the past year, I think that I'm going to achieve this at 35. That's going to be my peak. The moment y'all see me doing JoJo cosplays successfully, like I go viral with my JoJo cosplay. Why is my webcam freezing? I go viral with my JoJo cosplays. That's how you know I'm in my peak era. I played Persona like back in the day. I was old enough to have a crush on him. I don't have a crush on him anymore. I know he's like, yeah. I wasn't like 30 years old being like, oh, he's so cute. Jet Set Radio, truly one of the aesthetic sort of, yeah. I don't know who this is, but I like it. Okay, Borderlands. Yes. I always knew that I liked shiny Galarian Zigzagoon. Me, that's me. I want a wig like that. Yeah, Vector. You can't forget Vector. Toothpaste. Okay, moving on. We have Sleepy Pop. Me. Same. Relatable. I'm kidding. Sleepy Pop were all about dreams, relaxation. This is by Sleepies. I can only emphasize the importance of sleep and rest for beauty. Also, there's a whole Pokemon game dedicated to sleep. Sleep is a path to our most inner selves, our subconscious, our spirit. I really believe in that. I think that your brain is really talking to you and sort of processing a lot of information in more harder to understand ways because it's not doing the labor of trying to make it make sense. Like your brain is an organ and it's constantly processing and translating information. So I feel like when you're in dream state, you're very much like suspended into like the rawness of it all. I had a really weird dream recently. Who cares? It's concerned with the immaterial. This is for the long COVID girlies. When it comes to aesthetics, it has a wide range. Sleeping Beauty, Princess Diana sleeping, Sofia Coppola sleeping at Marie Antoinette's set. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting. This is interesting because what it is, this is a fun media analysis because it's like it's taking with the breadth and availability of clips and images and history and pop culture. There are many iconic sleeping moments. So instead of like taking a sort of fashion like we had just seen with Brady Pop, which is more like, it feels more fashion focused, this is more like motif focused, trope focused. Girl, and she looks gorge. Oh my goodness, look at that dress. You know that dress was so expensive because that's royalty, honey. That is such a gorgeous dress. Okay. I love that setting. Beauty, thank you. Oh, I forgot about her. She is Sleepy Pop. Whoa. Okay, I like that. Heaven Pop. A vivid and bright green charm. Heaven Popology deals with the dreams and fantasies human beings wish to be a part of when dealt with reality. In our individual lives, we at some point experience stress, anxiety, unpleasant realities, and even trauma. Everyone, especially for marginalized communities, were forced to make fantasies and havens. Haven Popology, not Heaven Pop. Haven Pop. Places where everyone is accepted for who they are. Whether these fantasies were taken from television or other media outlets, or completely made up. Okay, so I get this. This is actually a really fun thing to mention because this is real, and this is kind of like a lot of like where my creativity comes from. Like y'all know how like I talk about I love MapleStory, and anytime like people get confused at how I represent myself, I'm like Final Fantasy, Pokemon, MapleStory. I don't know how else to tell you. Those things were things for me that I found escapism in. Those worlds and the construction of the worlds and like the full picture of those worlds, a haven, if you will. This is cool because it encompasses many in many ways, these havens are familiar, something that we can see. They're not so high fantasy, but it's like a familiar reinterpretation of like familiar things in a way that feels very safe and comfy. I like that. That's cool. Okay, Dominic, Sporty Pop. I immediately see what this is. How is this not a thing yet? There are so many queens that are giving Sporty Pop. It already sounds like a thing. Like, this is the description. It's like, I get it. Like, this is a thing. Yeah, we get Sporty Pop. Sporty Pop is real. This is so fun. This is so fun because I honestly, you know what else focuses on construction? Technology. Vote for Cyberpop. I like this because I do believe that like this is where media in like communities and especially the internet is going, is we're getting more and more like into the granular, and like we're gonna find communities that are way more granular. And I think it's so cool that we have like, I want to say the Discord has like 3,000 people. We get hundreds of people here on the Twitch just talking about girly pop. And I literally like, I still consider myself, I know that I'm an extremely niche person, but with that, we can see on the Discord, we're having like really specific conversations that literally are not being had, in my opinion, most anywhere else. And we all get it. I think that's exciting for us. Shout out to Sporty Pop. Discord has 3,089 per. Okay, moving on. Story Pop.
You woke it up.
Bunny football Pokemon. I wonder how many of like the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp essences could translate to pops. There's a lot of, I started a series. I tried it out on the main channel. It just didn't resonate with the algorithm that much, but I do think there's a lot to talk about with Animal Crossing. Okay, Story Pop. Story Pop is a branch of popology primarily focusing on representing stories and societal concepts they produce. It's all about the story. This can go from traditional folktale-like aesthetics like dragons, knights, and unicorns to Pokemon teams based on movies, plays, religion, comics, or movie genres, because Story Pop encompasses all forms of myth and story. I think the truth strength lies in its sheer diversity and countless forms of self-expression that aren't contained by conventional beauty or cuteness standards. This ultimately extends love to Pokemon we may not necessarily always think about. It can even be used with other popologies easily. Okay. Let's look. I love that art. That interpretation of Cinderella is really cute. I like broccoli casserole. John Strauss II Pokemon team. Dude, I live. Oh, purr. No, these are really good examples. You're so right. That is so true, because a lot of Pokemon already, like, their design is elevated because of the reference to, like, folktales and mythology. Hi, Maricouscous. Welcome. Her team is a clever mix of in-game mythology and storybook classics. Oh, Cynthia is the face of Story Pop. I get it. Okay. Gremlin Pop. Hey, I like Gremlin Pop. Y'all know that one of my favorites is the Impidimp line when I see it. Gremlin Popology refers to the idea of getting into mischief maliciously or otherwise, but still being endearing regardless of in its appearance or personality. This could be very goblin core. I've got a Zoom call with the dean of the college I'm transferring to in an hour-ish, so I'm just sitting here with my fancy shirt on and PJ pants. Right in! Good luck. That sounds really fun. You're talking to the dean? Girl, you're going somewhere important. Gremlin Pop. Hooba being at the center. Shout out to making I think that this is a really good way of expressing like how we see characters, or how at least I see characters. My webcam. How at least I see characters. The orbital thing, you know, Hoopa being in the center. Like, to me, it just makes sense. Gremlin Pop orbit right here. Just wanted to let you know that Retro Pop has gotten a major update. There is a PowerPoint, but you need to get into that if you don't want. Okay. Okay, Sublink. See, I love this because it shows that there's a reverence for certain characters, like certain characters that are off my radar, but that obviously people in the community like. Natural pop. Natural pop is this is by diversion. Natural popology is the popology of nature. It's a far-reaching popology that covers anything found in nature, from plants to animals to eukaryotes and prokaryotes, from biotic to abiotic factors. Due to the wide range of environments and life forms found in nature, it has a high crossover potential with other popologies. Think of Fawn's Kunstable tournaments. Okay. Natural pop. So this is very much like realism, like elevated sort of realism, but make it fashion. That is such an iconic album cover. An iconic natural pop album cover, truly. I really liked Flower Boy. Everybody eat the pear peacefully. Okay. Sorry, let me test my mic. Test, 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 test. Okay, we're good. Classy pop. Oh, this feels very self-explanatory. Classy pop is and can be many things, which is why I believe it has a lot of potential as a popology in the server. You might think classy pop simply means high or bougie, high-end or bougie seeming, but in my eyes, it is a very catch-all term for things like elegance, regality, grace, luxury, opulence, beauty, sophistication, etc. It is also malleable enough to fit into various aesthetics, timeframes, and cultures. Those under the classy pop label would be the kinds of trainers, mons, that would always want to be presentable to some degree. They would put a lot of effort towards making sure they carry themselves gracefully and that their presentation as a whole is sound. Okay. Opulence! Redo, thank you for 21 months. Thank you, Redo. Redo, do you remember when I used to forget to go off of live? I would say bye to everybody and I forget to go off of live. Redo would hear, I would be on in the background and Redo would be like, girl, you didn't go offline. And I'd like start recording TikToks. I love this look. Love this look. Superior is definitely classy pop. Hey, yeah. Hi, Juice. Okay, we got one more by Siren. Culinary pop. Culinary pop is the study of food and its role in pop culture and history. When taking a bite into the course, you may become overwhelmed with the many flavors and sensations that are wrapped into the subject. Allow me to give you bite-sized portions per. The basics of culinary popology revolve around food and how it affects our lives outside of consumption. Think of the many slang terms that usually have an association with food that have stayed in the public lexicon for years. That's sweet, oh she ate, don't be bitter, and of course, one of my personal favorites, gnarly. Let's move on to another aspect of culinary pop. Food's influence on pop culture. When it comes to pop culture, food is referenced everywhere, like in music, where it's used to be a cheeky and descriptive, allowing for the listener to create a visual of the song. Pure Honey by Beyonce, Juice by Lizzo, Sweetener by Ariana, Milkshake by, okay. Culinary popology is an aesthetic is flexible. It can be sweet, spicy, sour, tangy, and well, gnarly. Okay. I think this has a lot of weight too, because food is a really big part of pop culture. It's used as an accessory, it's used as a theme, it's used as so many things to help express a message. Megan in the egg. Oh, that's cool. I want to eat that. And there's a lot of culinary pop Pokemon as well. Y'all, speaking of which, I'm working on a current Gajinka cosplay, but if it's successful, I think the next one I want to do is Appleton. I think Appleton would be so fun to play with as a Gajinka cosplay. That is funny. I I'm just looking at the food at this point. Okay. We're going to move on to a horror game. I know that Retropop updated. Y'all go check out Retropop, but I don't want to search for it. I want to keep the show going. Check out TPI chat. Oh. I don't want to open up. I don't want to go into all that. I wanted this to be like really quick. I encourage everybody to check out more of this stuff, but I'm gonna keep it to the entries. There's a lot of stuff in here though. What's Beyonce doing? Whoa. Okay, let's say bye to the YouTube. We're gonna make another VOD. I like to keep them separate. YouTube, let me know what you think about all these popologies. I know that there's a few people in the VOD section or in the VOD channel who wanted a popology video, so I hope you enjoyed this little dedicated one. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.